Hello my beautiful people, welcome to your year ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I just want to say at this start of a brand new year 2021, a massive, huge, heartfelt thank you from me, from my heart, literally to yours, just to say a huge thank you for everything that you guys have helped me build, everything that Reydiant Reality has become. Reydiant Reality has had an amazing, phenomenal year. And I really believe that is down to all of you guys who have made it possible. You know, coupled with my hard work and your love and support, there has literally been it's been like the sky has been the limit. And I know that sounds really cheesy and corny, but it really is true. And I just wanted to put this at the beginning of all videos just to let everybody know that I'm truly, truly grateful. And I feel so much love and gratitude from every single one of you for the love, the support, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, those of you amazing people who, you know, my inner sanctum, the members. It's been really, really an amazing year, and it's been an honor as well to be of service to everybody as best I possibly can. There is so much more to come. As I'm sure you can imagine, there's always something cooking in the cauldron with Rafi, and if you've been with me long enough, you know that that is the case. So I just wanted to say that a massive thank you so much for all of your love, all of your support, all of what you have helped create Reydiant Reality, or what you've helped to make Reydiant Reality into. I started this, you know, this channel, and you guys make it. That's really the kind of, you know, the way that I see it, and I truly, totally believe that that is true. So with all of that said, as always, I wish you an abundance of all that love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance for the new year ahead. Make 2021 your best year yet. Regardless of what happens, there are always ways to strive, there are always ways to thrive, and there are always ways to succeed. All you need to do is ask the universe, and they will be available to you. With that said, let's get into your 2021 taroscope. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Hi Aquarius, my sun sign brothers and sisters. Welcome to your 2021 taroscope overview with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. Let's get into it. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us all on our path to our highest vibrational good. So this year, for your overview, you get actions that you should pursue, your money and materials, business and career, love and relations, and also this year we're going to get a warning card, what you should steer clear of or what you should not go near for the year ahead. So for actions that you should pursue this year, you have the Moon card, dealing with and letting go and releasing your past. This is a year to let go of confusion. This is a year to get really clear on what it is that you are leaving in the past and who it is that you are leaving there as well. Remember, with the Moon card, this can see you very reflective. So this is a year to really discover who you are, Aquarius. This is a year for you to really decide who you are, and not based on the guise of the past. This is about releasing the past so that you can decide who it is that you truly are at this moment in time. That's not to say that your experiences haven't shaped you. It's to say that you're leaving the energy, the feelings, the thoughts, all of the baggage that came with that stuff. That's what you leave behind, but you take the gems of wisdom and the knowledge with you. So this is a year where you are literally leaving the past behind. Actions that you should pursue on a practical level: meditation and reflection, lucid dreaming or dream work. Working on or with dream work would be a really powerful thing to do this year. Keep a dream journal. Another one on a really practical level, as you probably might guess, is to literally track the moon. When I say track the moon, I'm talking about learning about how you feel and how you behave, what comes up for you in a certain time of the moon. So not just your full moons or your new moon intentions. This is about literally looking at where the moon is in any specific moment. So when it comes into Sagittarius, how do you feel? What came up for you? When it goes into Taurus, how do you feel? What comes up for you? Where is your natal moon? You know, where is the moon in your natal chart? All of these things could be really powerful expressions of you this year, and could also highlight to you some of the ways that you could really move forward this year. For our money and materials, we have the Star card. I love this because it means that the way that we're going to make our money this year is by being truly ourselves, by being uniquely and authentically your unique, beautiful self. This is how you're going to make your money this year. This is how that finance, that moolah, those pentacles, baby, are going to find you, right? This is by being true to yourself, by speaking your truth, by being yourself, by ultimately presenting yourself as you are. Don't embellish, but don't undersell either, right? Show up as you are in all of your glory. When it comes to making money this year, what are your business ideas? What is your enterprising idea? What is it that you can do that nobody else can do the way that you do it, right? So as an example, and this isn't me saying like, oh, look at me, I'm the best tarot reader. What it is me saying is my specific way of reading, my specific channel, nobody can do it the way that I do it, but that's me being me. I'm not creating a persona, I'm just being myself. And I like to think, you know, that's what's made it successful. So this year, what is it that you can do that nobody else can do in your unique way? This is the way to present yourself when it comes to making money. Anything to do with an online business, anything to do with online connections, maybe building a group or a forum, maybe creating a platform of some sort. You know, I know a lot of you Aquarians are very techy. Maybe creating an online tribe of some sort. This could be a fantastic year for this. This is where you're hunting your people, where you are finding new and innovative ways to make your money. Love it. For your health and vitality, this is a year to, when it comes to drinking, imbibe, you know, like have fun, enjoy yourself for sure. But maybe if you're a drinker, this would be a year where you really want to get a handle on that. You know, Aquarius is the water bearer. There's a reason we're known for being able to handle our drink, right? It just goes with the territory. This could be a year where you're getting on top of that. If you have, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but if you have or have had any blood issues or system issues, these might be things that you want to look at this year. I wouldn't go as far as to say the hormone system, but your blood is what carries the hormones, so you never know. Maybe there is an overlap there. And then finally, for your home and environment, I'm sorry to say this, Aquarius, but for a lot of you, it does look like there is some form of a change on the horizon for that. So you might be moving this year, but here's the thing. If you are moving, it's either going to be a very long distance move from where it is that you are now, or you're very likely to be finding yourself moving to another country. For a lot of you, it really could be. For your business and career, you have the Temperance card. This is the year for you to discover how to have a work-life balance. This is the year where you're really going to figure out, right, okay, because one of the things, and I know that Aquarians are prone to workaholic tendencies because I know that I do it. Sometimes if life gets really intense, I throw myself into work. You know, guilty. I can say that, that's fine, right? But this is a year where you're going to learn to find the balance between the two. So this is a year where you're going to say, right, okay, I'm going to play and enjoy life as much as I work, and vice versa. And you're going to find that energy in there. For those of you that are employed by a company, if you have a boss, you know, this is a year where you are going to start to figure out what the elements are that are missing from that work. What is it that is either not fulfilling for you anymore, or what is it that what is that secret special ingredient of you or about you that you haven't put into your work up until this moment, right? This is the year where you're going to figure out what that secret sprinkle is that's going to take it from here to here. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, this is going to be an amazing year for you because it's going to see you finding the right people, the right elements, the right balance of what it is that you need to put in. And more importantly, this is going to see you connecting with possibly people from overseas, people that are from a very different background, and people that are experts in their field that can help you shine, that can help you really continue to show up as you are, right? Love this. Love, love, love. For our love and relations, we have the Tower card. Oi, oi. So this could be a year where you, in love in general, this is going to be a very surprising, very shocking year. This is very likely to be a year where all bets are off when it comes to relationships. So this is something that you need to be aware of. Now, remember that great conjunction just took place in the sign of Aquarius at 0 degrees. Jupiter and Saturn came together. That's a big deal. That's a massive rewrite of everything that you are, Aquarius, right? And when you change so dramatically and drastically, that energy filters out into life, and all of the other sort of elements of your life are going to change too. Why would your relationship be any different? For those of you that are single, the chances are you are going to be hit square between the eyes by someone who just completely makes you see things in a completely different way. Maybe somebody shows up this year for you that kind of makes you question all of your choices before, like, wow, is this the reason that it didn't work with somebody else? Or maybe for some of you, a select few, you've got this right underneath the moon card. This could kind of suggest that maybe some of you are getting back with somebody that you were with previously. You know, you could have said like, I'll never get back with that person, or they're never going to be ready, like whatever. This could be a year where that could happen, and you could be really, really surprised by it. For those of you that are partnered, married, long-term relationship, this could be a year where you're discovering something about your relationship, about your partner, about the relationship style that you have, or maybe something about it. You guys say, actually, you know what? I love you, I don't want to leave you, but we need to do something about this. What are we going to do? And it could see you really shaking things up, but in a way that is truly beneficial. There's a lot of liberation that's coming around relationships this year. I kind of feel like this is where we're going to find a big fresh air, a big breath of fresh air, and also a big bout of freedom. Now, for a select few of you, not all of you, but I do have to say it because it is the Tower. This may be the end of a relationship, and you know the reason that is so is you've got this, but you've also got the Star card here as well. Remember what I said, this year you are going to be more yourself than ever before. You are going to be unapologetically yourself, and when you do such a fundamental change to everything that you are, it's like everything in your life either has to go up that level with you, or it's not going to survive. Like, that's how the universe works, by vibration and frequency. And you know what? The universe kind of stands there sometimes and says, listen, I will vibrate this person straight out your life. Stop playing, right? Just how it is. You guys know me. I'm very, very... All right. And so this year, for our warning card, we have the Fool card. This is not, and you've got this right next to the Tower card. This is not a year to ignore red flags. If something doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't, right? This is a year to listen to and trust yourself like never before. This is a time where you really want to pay attention to the hunches and the signs and the symbols. The universe is going to be speaking to you this year in big, big ways. If you ignore those signposts, you're going to end up like that woman in the meme, you know, the one that's on the floor with the sign on the back of her head, right? This is the year for you to pay attention. The other thing with the Fool card as well, because this is a very Aquarian energy as well, it asks you to... You're going to have to break some of the molds, and some of the molds are going to be broken for you. This is not a year to kind of get in your own way. It's a year for you to trust your instincts. If you are traveling this year, and it looks like there's going to be a little bit of travel at least, this would be a year for you to be very cautious about that. So, you know, if you're going on holiday, maybe no wild sort of like, oh yeah, you know, I'll do a parachute jump, or do you know what I mean? This is not really the year for that kind of crazy, but it's definitely yeah, you know, as a warning, pay attention to the signs and symbols, because they will be there aplenty this year. It's just a case of really paying attention to them. What else can I say as a warning for the Fool card? Anything and everything, not everything and anything new that comes in is for the here and now, or is for good. You know, sometimes things come into our lives. 2020 is a 5-year. Sample everything, settle for or with nothing. This is not a year to really hunker down or be really, really tied to anything. And it's interesting saying that, you know, that then we have the Tower card in the love and relations. So just some stuff for you to think about this year. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. I'll see you in a moment for your 12-month spread. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Hi Aquarius, my sun sign brothers and sisters. Welcome to your 2021 12-month breakdown with me, Raphael. So before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you all, or should I say us all, on our path to our highest vibrational good. So remember, your first card out, it's kind of like a prelude or a precursor to the whole year ahead, and for our January 2021 we get the High Priestess, right? So this is going to be a big year of big reveals. This is going to be a year where we are learning new knowledge, where we're trusting ourselves at a spiritual level. And also, this is where, in a lot of ways, a lot of Aquarius people could be coming into some sort of, I want to say spiritual gifting, but I think it's going to be more a case of we're really learning to utilize and trust our intuition. This is about us coming into that energy of knowing, that coming into that energy of really being aware and self-aware from an intuitive perspective. Now, also remember that the High Priestess is hidden things revealed. So this could be a year where something, a year and also a month where something is revealed to you that you didn't know before. Information that comes to light that makes all the difference for you, for your path, or maybe for a select few of us, confirms our intuition or our intuitive knowing about something. And this is coupled with the World card, right? So this suggests to me that in a way, Aquarius has its finger on the pulse this year. If ever there were a year that was going to be ruled by Aquarius, I think 2021 is definitely that year. The reason I say this is because our ruling planets, Uranus and Saturn, are definitely going to feature for us this year, I think for everybody. And also because we've got Jupiter and Aquarius, which, you know, they came into that big conjunction in December 2020, and they're going to be in our sign for the whole year. So I think this is definitely a year for Aquarian people to come to the fore. Maybe this is us, maybe the thing that is hidden, or, you know, the diamond in the rough that has been kind of hidden and is now being revealed is us in our entirety. You've got the World card with the High Priestess as well. So January could be a month where something about you or about your life is changing, or something you are sharing with the wider world stage in a lot of ways. And also it suggests that when it comes to your intuition, there's a sense here that you can feel something big is happening. So, you know, right out of the gate, you could have that kind of, you know, spurring energy that kind of says to you, yeah, you know what, this year just feels different. And if it does, go with it, right? Be aware of that and sit in that energy. For February 2021, we have the Temperance card. So here in February, and for those of you that are January born as well, happy damn birthday to you. A truly, truly amazing year. I hope you have a wonderful solar return. Remember to fill that day with a little bit of everything that you want this whole year to have in it for you. Go see friends, pamper yourself, eat good food, you know, do some travel if you can. You know, even if it's just like short distance travel or local travel, do things differently, do things that you wouldn't usually do, or things that you want to welcome that year into, you know, and this could be anything across the board. Now, remember, February is going to see the first Mercury retrograde of the year. The retrogrades are taking place in the air signs this year. So that's going to be February, June and October or thereabouts. Obviously, there's a little bit of overlap with the months that come before. But this year, this is going to see that first Mercury retrograde. So with the Temperance card, this kind of suggests that a lot of alignment is going to take place. I feel like a lot of us are going to be doing some sort of recalibration of our steps, of our lives. I think for a lot of us as well, this could be where we are either teaching something or learning something. This could be where we are redefining what we know or refining what we know, and also ourselves. This is also going to be a time where you're really figuring out what the right elements are, what it is that you really want to start introducing more of, and what it is that you're ready to let go. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles. All right, so for a lot of you, this is about the work. Something to do with the work is coming up for change or review. For a select few of you, there could be an opportunity for work on an international scale. Now, one of the ways that this can take place is obviously through the internet. That would be the most obvious. But for a lot of people, I feel like this could be an opportunity that comes from overseas, or it could be an opportunity that comes from maybe either a surprising source or maybe a very official source. So whatever it is that you do, maybe you are doing that in a different arena, or you're cross-pollinating. So like, you know, for me, obviously I work internationally anyway, because I use Zoom and Skype a lot, as a lot of people do now. But this could be an invite of some sort that comes from overseas, or maybe you being invited into a big company or a corporation. If you have your own business or you're an entrepreneur, this could be a great time for that kind of thing as well. It's also where you're going to start to look at the elements of your business that work and the elements of your business that don't, things that need to be brought in or things that need to be phased out. These are going to be months of change for sure. They're going to be interesting months, but I think they're going to be good months at the same time. So yeah, I like this. For March 2021, we have the Hierophant card. So look at this, right? I mentioned those big sort of corporations / governing bodies. The Hierophant card, again, you could be called upon for your expertise here, but you may also find yourself either working for or alongside somebody that is a mover and a shaker, or maybe even, you know, maybe something about what you do goes corporate. Maybe something about what you do has an element to it that takes you beyond what you know, or beyond the locality that you work in or from, which is great. You know, if you're employed, this could be you appealing to the bosses or the higher ups. It could also see you working to gain or, you know, gather some sort of favor. Then you have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is great for those of you that are that own your own businesses or are looking to purchase something. March is probably going to be the best time for you. So if you're looking for an office for your business, look in March. If you want to buy your own home, March. You know, these kinds of big moves where you're having to interact with banks or, you know, big governing bodies of some sort, March is a power time for this. That Knight of Pentacles as well very often represents a mode of transport. So for some of you, this could be new car time. If you're looking to buy a new car or a new vehicle, or maybe, you know, not necessarily a new one, but a second-hand one of some sort, March is the time to do it. Probably no time before that. And then finally, this could also see applications for funding, finance, you know, mortgages, all that kind of stuff. For April, all right, we have the World card, right? So this is really nice in some way, shape or form. This is us being presented to the world, and in a lot of ways as well, this could be the kind of recognition that seems to have been elusive. You know, like, I can definitely say, you know, I'm not saying like, oh, I have no recognition. It's not like that. But Aquarius people, certainly for the last 4 or 5 years, have been really working very hard behind the scenes, really grafting it, like, you know, just giving it everything. And maybe the results haven't really been there, or maybe something hasn't grown as fast as you would like, or, you know, maybe you feel like, oh, you know, everyone seems to be doing better than me or passing me by. The April could really see a change in that, right? This could see where you're really elevating your status in some respect. This could see you got a double hit of that World card as well, which tells me that Saturn's definitely going to be working its magic on us, for us, right? Because remember, Saturn is also our ruler. Saturn is the traditional ruler of Aquarius. It operates very differently in the sign of Aquarius than it does to the way that it works in Capricorn, you know, which is effectively the 12th house for Aquarius. So, you know, that's not been, it's not been easy. It's been a real challenge. And this year, I feel like we're going to start to get the rewards for some of that deeper work that we may have done. Now, coupled with that, we have the Death card. All right. So who you were before, what you were known for before, what you did previously in your work or your business, that is going away this year, and you are coming into something all new, right? April is going to be a time where you are going in a new direction. This might be where you are saying goodbye to your local area. It might be where you are saying goodbye to a specific job. Maybe some part of your career is being changed or evolved. Remember, February is going to see you looking at this stuff, but it is a Mercury retrograde, so you're probably not going to want to put it into action yet. You won't start to see the real results for that, or really start to see the sproutlings, let's say, until April. The other thing is as well, we need to read it like we see it, right? The Death card on the World card, this could be something happening on the wider world stage. Maybe it could be a natural disaster of some sort. If I'm honest, I feel like it's going to have something to do with a geology. So I feel like this is going to be earthquakes. It could definitely be something like that. Or, you know, like where you see those, what they call the sinkholes, where something collapses, like, and a whole building just falls in. You know, I touch wood and I hope that I'm wrong, but we could be seeing something like that over the course of April. Now, for 2021 itself, which is a 5-year, we need to talk about this, right? So 2021 is a 5-year. 5 is change, movement, freedom, liberation. It wants everything and anything new. It wants advancement. It's fast, it's dynamic, it's sexy, it's sensual. It is also known as the party, you know, the party number, or the sex, drugs and rock and roll number. That's one aspect of it, which is the hedonistic kind of energy of the number 5, which tends to see, you know, people taking things a bit too far. Maybe they're enjoying themselves a bit too much. I think we're going to see a lot of scandals around sex and sensuality and all the rest of this stuff over the course of this year. You know, what celebrities and politicians and other do behind closed doors. I also feel like this year as well, and you know, those are some of the unconscious expressions, let's say, but with the 5 energy, it's very technical. It's great for acquiring new skills of a technical nature. It's good for getting into the nitty gritty of things, you know, like it's really good for that. Anything that is new, novel, anything that is an advancement will come up this year. Technology, we're going to see big advancements in. We're going to see big advancements in healthcare and medical professions. So if you, I'm not a financial advisor, but if you're going to put your money anywhere, those would be good bets this year. Other things about the 5-year, I will say this, it wants change, right? It wants you to do things completely differently. The tried and true tested methods are definitely not going to cut it this year. You need to think cutting edge, right? You've got what's next, what's new, what's avant-garde. All of those kinds of energies are ruled by the number 5. Now, if you haven't seen it, I put out a 2021 life path reading series for the whole year ahead. And there's also a blurb about the numerology for that year. So if you don't know your life path number, there's a video in that playlist that will show you how to calculate it. Check those out, because it will give you another dimension to what this year is going to be about for you. And with that said, remember that your Mercury retrogrades are going to be February, June and October. I think I mentioned that already. So for May 2021, we have the Devil card. So if your vices are going to come up, right? If your sexy, sensual, lose my head moments are going to come up, May is likely when this is happening for you. This could be a very eye-opening time into your own nature. What some of your own addictions are could come up for you in May. It could also highlight to you where some of your heavier or maybe more self-sabotaging behaviors are, or more importantly, where they come from, you know, and how you express those. And that's coupled with the 6 of Swords. So one of the things I'm going to talk about this, and I know a lot of Aquarians are going to be like, oh, he did not. I'm going to talk about this. One of the things that Aquarians are famous for is ghosting people, disappearing, flaking, you know, like, oh, I can't make it. And, you know, and certainly in my younger years, I could definitely put my hands up to that. I'm not like that anymore. I believe in turning up, showing up, doing the work, being of integrity. Saturn has really taught me that. Cheers, big guy. I actually love Saturn. I don't understand why people give him such a hard time. But May, there could be something here comes up for you where your first instinct might be to run away. Now, I wonder if this is highlighting something to you in relationships. Maybe you meet somebody that really rocks your world and knocks your socks off, and your first response is kind of, "Who are you? Who sent you? What's going on here?" You know, and you could kind of rally against that. Also, it does feel for me like May is going to bring up like a runaway energy. There's going to be a part of you that's like, well, you know what, I can't deal with this, so I'm just going to check out. You can't do that, right? You're going to have to stay put. If you are traveling in May, just be sure that all of the arrangements that you've made actually stand up, because remember, your Six of Swords can be travel, usually overseas or long distance travel, and this comes up on that Devil card. This could be taking a trip down memory lane. Maybe you're going to visit an ex, you know, maybe you're going to an old area that you lived in, maybe one that didn't bring out the best traits in you. There's definitely a return to the past here in some respect, and in another way this kind of sees you almost wanting or needing to run away, only this time you're going to have to stand and face it. For June even, second Mercury retrograde time of the month, of the year even, you have the Lovers card. Look at that. These cards are so beautiful. I love them. So what this highlights to me, right? Remember what I said about relationships? And isn't it funny as well? So you've got the Six of Swords, and then you've got the Lovers card, which is the number 6. And look at this. The Devil card is number 15, right? So I know a lot of you are like, ooh, 666. We've got a lot of that kind of 6 energy, right? And one of the things that you want to be aware of is the Devil card and the Lovers card are 2 halves of a whole, especially when you consider their numerology, right? So it's like those direct opposites kind of energy. Now, 3 6s, when it comes up in the tarot, represent success. So this could be a time where maybe your relationship style is going through a big change, you know, where maybe you are meeting somebody, and somebody that is able to, you know, pin you down, and maybe that's the thing that you don't like. Maybe that you're like, oh, you know, okay, this feels a bit, okay, this is good. All right, so just consider that. Then you've got the Empress card. So if you're meeting somebody, it's very likely to be, for those of you that are single, it's very likely to be around the May-June time. And look at that. I mean, I said it first, there's that runaway kind of energy. I wonder if around this time you are meeting someone. And what I can tell you, because you've got the World and the Death card, you've got the Devil and the Six of Swords, and you've got the Empress with the Lovers card. The person that you are meeting or connecting with is very likely to be very different from you. Maybe somebody from abroad, somebody from overseas, somebody from a foreign culture or a different background. They're very, very different to you, and they're very, very different to the usual type of person that you might go for. Now, that's funny for me to say, because I know from personal experience, Aquarians don't really have a type. We're more kind of, I think we're probably, Aquarians are probably like the original pansexuals. Do you know what I mean? Like, they see people, they love people, they fall in love with people and their souls rather than, you know, their shell. Like, don't get me wrong, eye candy is eye candy, but I think it goes deeper than that for Aquarian people. But these 3 months, April, May and June, it looks like it's highlighting that there is someone coming in, but they're going to be vastly different to anything or anyone you've dated before. For those of you that are partnered or in relationships, the Lovers and the Empress means that your marriage, your partnership, your relationship is going to be phenomenal. This is a real power moment for your love life. If you're not looking to get into a relationship, or this isn't you, or you're not in a relationship, this really suggests that you could be making a lot of decisions based on looking after yourself, changing your appearance in some respect, getting fit and healthy. Maybe for some of you, choosing to change your environment, or, you know, maybe looking to move or go to a different or exotic climate. So lots there. For July, we have the Sun card. I love this. I love this. Oh, another thing as well. Open and honest communication could really be coming through in June. And it's light-hearted. It's not like the heavy, deep, like we must be honest about our feelings. It's more like a, you know what, coming from a place of honesty, and that just opens everything up. July, right? We've got the Sun card. Love this. This is the month of blessings, the month of ease and joy and happiness. Again, I mean, certainly I'll call it at April to July look like the travel months for us. We've got the Page of Cups with the Sun card, right? For those of you that are looking to conceive, or those of you that are pregnant, it looks like this is the month where you're either having your baby or you're conceiving a baby, which is beautiful. So July is going to be your fertile month. Outside of that, if you're not looking to have kids, then, you know, this is just a month where you're feeling a lot more light-hearted. You're feeling a lot happier, a lot more vibrant within yourself. The Sun card coupled with the Page of Cups means that not only are you able to really feel and exist in life, but you're really able to move into that creative space. Like if you're a creator of some sort or a creative type, this could be a powerful time for some of your best work, some of your best writing, some of your best singing, some of your best sculpt, like whatever you do that you truly love that is creative or arty. This could be the power month for you to create one of your own masterpieces. I really love this. And then finally, for those of you that don't work or those of you that are retired, this really suggests to me that you could be discovering what your passion is, what you really feel moved to do, what you really feel moved by. Lovely. All right, so for August, we have the Hermit card. So August, we're kind of retreating a little bit. And to be honest, after the last 4 months, it doesn't sort of surprise me. August might be a time where you're like, okay, I need to put my feet on the ground. It's just been a bit of a whirlwind of like amazing things and big changes. And that's coupled with the Ace of Wands, right? August is going to see you figuring out what you have to say. What is it that you've learned? And more importantly, how can you teach others by what it is that you've learned? This could be a time where you're doing research for a book or a literary project. This could be a time where you are putting the finishing touches on a performance of some sort. It could also be a time where some of you are taking a retreat. So this could be, you know, you going away to, I don't know, stay in a log cabin for a week or 2 weeks to clear your head and, you know, work out what you believe and all the rest of it. This could be a really powerful time for that. I actually feel like a lot of you might be doing that whole go off grid, switch off the phone for a week, 2 weeks, literally, you know, spend it by a lake in a log cabin. Oh, don't. Like everything in me is like, yes, that's us, we're doing that. So, you know, that could be a really powerful month for that, and what you gain from it by way of your personal wisdom, or, you know, bringing out your own inner voice, or, you know, just silencing the mind, could be really potent, really powerful. So love that. Use it to your advantage for sure. September, we have the Judgment card. They're so beautiful though. Look at them. They're just absolutely exquisite, these cards. I really, best purchase ever. So for September, we have the Judgment card, right? So 2 things are going to happen for you in September. One, this could be you revisiting something. So for a lot of you, because whatever you're discovering or creating in August is quite big or powerful realization, September could see the month where you say to yourself, right, now that I've got this, how do I make a course out of it? How do I make you know, a business model out of it? There's something here, like this is you discovering your story. September is going to be the month where you say to yourself, I'm ready to talk about this now. I'm ready to share this with the world. The other thing with the Judgment card, September looks like it's going to be a very challenging month for the world across. And interestingly enough, I think Aquarius is the first sign that's had what I would consider an easier card here. And even then, it's not the easiest of cards. You know, the Judgment card always brings massive change with it. And I think this is something we're going to be seeing on the wider world stage. On a personal level, this is you making a really definitive or defined step. With the Knight of Swords coupled with it, yeah, I think on the wider world stage, we're going to be seeing something erupt. You know, it might be something literally erupting, like the earth in some respect, but it could also be on like a social level. It may have something to do with the elders, or, you know, how old people or elderly people are treated, or it could be a legacy of some sort that is either spoken about or uncovered. On a personal level, whatever decision you are making in September, please take your time with it, because the Knight of Swords, to me anyway, always suggests that you're being too hasty about something. And not only that, in October we're coming into the third and final Mercury retrograde of the year, so you probably want to be a bit more cautious about this. All right, don't just jump straight in. Make sure you've got all the facts, and more importantly, make sure you've put everything in a format that you're happy with. For October, we have the Hanged Man, right? Look at that. Take it easy. This is not a month, September as well, right into October. This is not a month for fast plans. It's not a month for big movements. This is a time of planning. It's a time of sitting back to observe what comes up. October could also be a month where, yeah, look at that with the Two of Swords. This could be a month where you're really delving into your spirituality, but it could just as easily be a month where you're gaining, so this could be a month of downloads, intuitive insights. It could be a time where you're really powerfully aligning with something of a spiritual nature, maybe your own higher mind, or maybe a deeper understanding or wisdom shows up for you in October. And this could be in response to what's happening on the wider world stage. You know, one thing as well, it looks like October's going to see a decision will have to be made final. But the thing is, because you've got that Mercury retrograde hanging around, I don't feel that it's gonna, like, I feel like maybe you'll make the decision in October, but you won't be able to enact it until a later date. And this isn't because you're thinking, oh, Raf said, you know, the Mercury retrograde, so I won't make the decision. I don't think you'll be able to move on this. There's going to be some sort of barrier or hold up that's not going to allow you to move on. Certainly not in the moment. All right. And then for November, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Look at that, stunning. I love this, right? So this is where luck and success and synchronicity show up for us. So this period of rest, recuperation, I mean, it really is a year of quarters, to be honest. And this sort of fourth quarter of the year seems to be more about sort of observation and change, but also where the universe comes through for you, right? Then we've got the Four of Swords. So November, if you are traveling, November's going to be a time where you are kind of, this is more travel for fun, not fun, for rest. August is going to be self-imposed, not silence, but self-imposed slowdown. Whereas November is very likely to see travel. I actually feel like November is going to be, maybe you go in to look at the home that you're going to settle in. Maybe you are going to see the forever home. Maybe you're going to have an insight into where you're going to buy the second property, if you're buying a second property or a holiday home. I think for a lot of you, November is going to be a great month. Now, interestingly enough, a lot of the challenge months for the world seem to be a lot easier for us. Maybe not necessarily October, but they seem to be easier for Aquarius people. November, I kind of feel like whatever is going on in November for the world, we're kind of going to be far enough back away from it to kind of say, oh, okay, well, that's not nice. But yeah, luckily it's not me. And then finally, for December, we finish on the Magician, right? So you got something to say, you've got something to deliver to the world. This could be where you are looking into publishing. This could be where you are looking to release something into the world. It could also be a time where you're really thinking about marketing something that you've created, i.e. a book, a blog, a podcast. If you are doing something of that nature, I think September and October will be where you're doing the foundational work behind that, where you're putting all the finishing touches on it, and then sort of around December, that's when it's like go time. Remember, December will see a Venus retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, so just something for you to be aware of. And then to couple that, we have the Seven of Wands. So in a way, this is going to see you having to really work for that status of not abundance, but you know, that expertise status, or you know, it's going to see you having to really work for it in some respect, and in a lot of ways you might find that what you're doing comes under some sort of fire. Maybe something that you present is so novel and so advanced that yeah, maybe something that you present or that you learn is so advanced that, you know, maybe some of the PTB are like, how do you know that? Do you know what I mean? Like, there was I can't remember, I think it was in America in the 1940s or 50s. There was a psychic who had like a vision or an impression or a dream or something. And this person was known to be a psychic. And they released something, or they wrote a paper, and apparently like the men in black turned up at their home asking them all kinds of questions about, you know, how did you know this, and blah blah blah. And they were like, you know, I'm a psychic, that's what I do. I didn't, you know, I didn't realize what I was looking at or seeing. And the paper was pulled. So, you know, this could be something like that. Or maybe you're presenting something that is so Aquarian, like we do, that, you know, maybe it's rebelled against, or people are kind of like, yeah, we're not sure about that one. So let's have a look. Our key to the year, informational energy that comes in that we might need to be aware of, is the Eon. I think it was Sagittarius also had this card. So what this basically says to me is, this for us on a microcosmic level is where our time of Aquarius shows up. This is going to be a big moment of change. 2021 is going to launch you out into the world in some way, shape or form. We are coming out from behind the curtain, and we are starting to be seen for who we are. And I think because we have so much sort of Aquarian energy floating around, I think we're going to be received very well this year. Remember with the Eon card, or the Judgment card, this is where something comes full circle. So this is where you're going to see what you've been building, what you've wrought, you know, what all of your hard work or inaction, or, you know, like very often we get the results that we've put in, right? So whatever you get this year, you're going to need to ask yourself the big question. If it's success and it's abundance and it's massive, what did I do to create this, and can I replicate it? If it's, you know, maybe not what we wanted or not what we expected, how did you contribute to that, and how can you change that experience? This is something that you want to pay attention to, right? We've got a double hit of that Judgment card energy this year. We've got a double hit of the World card energy. So yeah, I think this is going to be quite a big year. And it's really interesting as well, because what I noticed throughout 2021, there were more double up cards and less double ups of like the minor arcana. So really interesting. Now, power months for us. January. February actually looks quite good. Even, I mean, they're going to be challenge months, right? I'm not going to lie to you. They will be challenge months, but they're going to be good months, I think. Absolute power months for us though. I'm loving June, I'm loving July. I even really love August, to be honest with you. I think also December and November as well are great months. The really challenging months that you want to be aware of, possibly April, definitely May. You know, that's going to be more of an internal challenge. September and October look like they could be challenging months. Yeah, but overall I think this is going to be a great year for Aquarius people. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know how it shapes up for you in the comments. You know, check in month by month, check in every 6 months. Just let me know how it goes for you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.